In the summer of 2025, my husband took it upon himself to visit some of the property listings we had found online. We'd been scouring listings for almost 8 months. It was now time to step out and have a look on foot.
We are checking out one of the properties that's pretty heavily wooded. It's not bad if you want to go pig hunting because there's bones everywhere. It's pretty heavily wooded. This is my spiderweb catching stick. And you can hear the highway. I'm trying to get away from all of that. I don't know, it'd be a good hunting spot. There's a lot of dead pig carcasses, a lot of bones. I'm not so sure about living here.
Ryan desired that some of the land be wooded for hunting opportunities and for the kids to explore. But most importantly, we wanted land that was suitable for us to construct a new house on, one that we could design ourselves, build, and eventually live in together.
Something special about being out in the woods. Takes me back. It takes me back. Just the woods, your thoughts, sound of some squirrels barking, and some deranged dog or rooster. I don't know what the heck that is. It's pretty through here though. Some might say. All right, heading back to the truck. I would rate this property, hey, your name is. I would rate this 4 out of 10. Just to get a driveway up this steep hill would be a lot. The neighbors are pretty close with their chickens and dog. And the highway noise is surprisingly still kind of loud. And not much of a view. So we'll say no. On to the next one.
Ryan's next stop had less woods, but more open pasture. It also happened to be next door to a memorable film location that he filmed at for Dude Perfect, one of his favorite videos called Mystery Detective Battle. In his mind, this gave it some initial charm.
Property number 2. It's a pretty area through here. It's wide open. Power's always good until we get some solar set up.
Land equipped with power would give us a chance to build sooner, or at the least, drop in a pre-built tiny home to stay in while waiting through the early stages of home construction.
I don't know if this is a tomato plant. Let's check the wooded side. I'll be honest, the trees are a little taller than I thought they would be out here. The aerial shots on Google Maps don't tell you everything. I thought it'd be a lot more just kind of brushy, but it's kind of nice. That's why it looks so pretty, because somebody's out here doing work and keeping it mowed down, keeping it nice and tight.
Another desire of ours was to find land with a creek or pond, or the potential to dig one down the road. The neighbors of this lot had a pond that appeared to hug the property line. If only Ryan could find it.
Just looking for a little game path. I'll follow this back here. See where the property line is. Spiderwebs are eating me up. This is what you're running into. Found the property line.
In the event he'd return with me and the kids, he marked a few spots on his GPS app.
All right, still on the edge. There's a pond over there, the neighbors. But this washout feeds it. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it dams up over there. So there is a little tiny pond on our, well, I'm calling it ours, but the side I'm interested in. This is the stuff that kids love. You come down to wash out, you know, find some crawdads, arrowheads, build a fort, play a game. All of this likely gets filled up with water because, get up here. There it is. A serene little washout down here. Frogs and fish. Yeah, I had no idea that this was even present.
Coming across a little water hole on this lot was a positive discovery. It could be one of those fun places for the kids to play around.
Gotta get low. Get out. Football.
Ryan was doing a pretty good job at spotting random things.
Not a bad kick. Actually, it was horrible. That ball was super flat. Had no air in it.
Moving to the country is important to us for a number of reasons, some being
trying to find a quiet spot for my wife and I to do what we love. That's hang out, get some quality time with the family, build some passion projects, serve others with some entertainment and joy. Man, that spider just like dumped his load right there. Goodness. Waking up and praising God that you're alive and healthy, and just have a little beautiful piece of property to enjoy life on. All right, time for a rating. The western view is really pretty. There's a nice little pond. There's some woods, not enough to like do any like serious hunting on or anything, but there's space and it's clear. There's power. I'd say a 6.5. Tell you what, that place over there, had an awesome time doing mystery detective battle, but I have quite a story where me and two others were staying the night there, prepping for the next day, and somebody comes walking into the room I'm sleeping in, and you wake up and you look up and you see a silhouette standing there watching you in the doorway. It's pretty startling. So that guy ran out of there like a bat out of hell. I don't think he knew I was in that room. It was quite the experience to wake up to at 3:45 a.m. So I did not go back to sleep. In fact, I went out to my truck, grabbed my gun, because you just never know, you know. And couldn't go back to sleep, so I just woke up and started working really early. And then we did Mystery Detective that day. It was something special. All right, let's move on to the next one. Waiting here at Dos Caminos Ranch for the ranch hand to come and show us a tour. This property, I think, is my favorite right now, but it also requires a long driveway to be laid. But it's got, from what I see, pasture, woods, 20 acres. I hope this one's a good find. If not, the search continues. Here we go.
This 20-acre lot was the largest option we'd come across. Definitely the most bang for our buck. While visiting, Ryan was accompanied by one of our real estate agent's assistants. He had some good stories to share while they walked the perimeter.
Email my dad, I just want to make sure that this is exactly how he goes by at home.
It's pretty up here. That's towards the south. Plenty of woods north of here. Everything rolls to the south and then picks back up again. I think there's a pond over that way.
The southern side of this property made for a great view of sky and pasture.
So this little valley is pretty quiet. It's the quietest one I've been on yet. You don't hear too much road noise.
Our current suburb home is rather close to the road where there's a lot of traffic noise. A non-negotiable for us was that we get far enough away to enjoy the more peaceful sounds of nature.
It is 10:15 a.m. Not too bad. Walked 3 properties. There's some potential out here. Look at these cool little healers. Look at the doggy. Hey, doggy. There's another one up here. This is a bluey right here. Go, puppy. Fun little dogs. Ooh. All right, that would be the long A driveway, clear to the top there. That's a run. That'd be probably the biggest downfall of this location. Bringing it to an 8 is the price to probably build a driveway clear up that hill and down, running power, all those amenities. That would take a while, it'd be costly. I'd be curious what an estimate would come up at. That ends the scout. It is now time to go home, call it a day, and we'll see if we'll be doing this again. I'm sure it will. Bye.
There was another lot for sale about a mile away that we had our eyes on. Ryan hadn't received a confirmation from the seller's agent, but he jumped the fence to take a look anyway.
It's got some pretty views. I mean, it's elevated. You got a little distance to see, some hills for sure. Roadrunner. This is also part of the property. This penned-in area for horses. Hey, well, there's power right there. That's kind of nice. Your amenities are closer here. Driveway on this mid side or the north side or even the south. Who needs horses? Just put our kids out here. Kids roam. You're fenced in. It's a 10,000 volt electrical fence, so you can't move. No, I'm kidding. We won't do that. Little tiny watering hole in the corner for your livestock.
Animals are something we plan to have in the future. Egg-laying chickens, rabbits, possibly even goats or sheep. So any infrastructure for them was a plus for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found some water. Let's see if there's anything on this thing. Might have been in a little RV spot. Maybe get down inside there and turn the sucker on, but that's probably good to know. Some pretty little shade trees. Of course, once it's mowed down, you can clear a few branches and put a nice little swing set right there. Little house on the prairie is what this is. These chiggers are gonna be lighting me up. I've sprayed myself, but I'm sure I'll get the itch at the end of the day. I don't know if somebody's in there, but I'm gonna sneak in and find out. I think this is part of the property. I mean, this would be pretty nice. This is part of it. All right, time to rate old Wolf Hunter. Man, I'm gonna give it, golly, I don't want to say it because of the amenities. It's also up there as a 8.5 maybe.
He wasn't caught trespassing, so all was well.
You could do some stuff out here. It's right by the road, right by power, has some water. Let's bring it back to the fam, see what they think.
Ryan's scouting report showed that every new lot surveyed happened to be better than the last. A month had passed, and we contemplated putting an offer on the last lot, until God moved in a big way,
This place.
presenting us with an option that was an 11 out of 10. Ryan wasted no time setting up an appointment.
I'm gonna head back to the woods and check it out. But look at these trees too. Big old trees. Put a swing on that sucker. Little tree house up in there for the kids. Next to all these sheep.
The land had a great mix of everything. Well-groomed pastures, 4 acres of woods next to a large green belt, a 30 by 50 barnuminium, already outfitted with about 500 square feet of living space, power, a water catchment system, sheep that made the taxes ag exempt, and a beautiful, quiet spot to build our new home.
There's a lot of potential out here. A lot of potential.
The seller was even throwing in a classic tractor and these 2 lovely donkeys. This property was a dream come true, so we put in our offer and the closing process began. The inspection turned up clean, but there remained a few hurdles before we could officially call this property our own.